As Gran Turismo 7 continues to be one of the most highly anticipated racing games of this year, I wanted to make a list of some of my all-time favorite features that I really hope will be in Gran Turismo 7. Now for this video, I would love for you guys to leave in the comments some of your favorite suggestions of features and little things that you hope would be added to Gran Turismo 7 as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off with customization features. Now Gran Turismo hasn't been super famous for in the past being able to really personalize your car and make it your own. However, the games have always had pretty average customization. However, with some of the features that I'm suggesting, I think that will really boost Gran Turismo up. Starting off with wheel and tire customization. Now, as we know from Gran Turismo Sport, we already have the addition to customize wheels. This is great, as customizing wheels is a really easy way to really personalize your vehicle. However, something that I'm suggesting we add to this is the ability to choose your tires as well. Now there may only be so much that we can do with this because we already know that Michelin sponsors Gran Turismo, so there's probably not going to be very likely to have other tire brands available. However, it would be a really amazing thing to say if you wanted to have on your car, for example, if you wanted to have Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, or if you wanted to go Bridgestone Potenzas, or choose what tire you want, or even just something as simple as changing the sidewall design of the current tire that's on the vehicle. I find in Gran Turismo Sport the tire sidewalls just seem to be a little too thick, so if you had the ability to choose the size of your sidewall, or just choose the design of it at least, that would go a huge way in personalizing your vehicle. Speaking of tires, I would love the ability to add customizable tire letters to each vehicle as well. Now we already know that we can adjust tire letters on race cars with race tires. However, I'd like this to also be available onto non-race cars as well. So even just street cars, the ability to have, tire letters on your race-inspired, street car, that would be a really cool idea, and I think that would really go a huge way in adding personalization in Gran Turismo 7. Next up would be the ability to add customizable aero to cars. So in previous games, you could add rear wings and front splitters. Things like that would really be great to have back in Gran Turismo 7. That was one of the things I really missed from Gran Turismo Sport, is if I wanted a car that was more track oriented, even though it was a street car, you couldn't add any extra downforce by adding aerodynamics. But I have high hopes, and I have a feeling this feature will actually be returning to Gran Turismo 7, considering how many other features are returning to the game. Next up, let's talk tuning. First off, the ability to add a turbocharger or a supercharger to your vehicle is a feature that I really want to have in Gran Turismo 7. There's only so much that we can do with the traditional layout from Gran Turismo Sport, which is the power level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And I feel that it would be a much more involved process if you were to want to turbocharge your car or supercharge your car. You could choose whichever one you want, and then you could choose the amount of boost you want, and it would be a more old-fashioned way to add horsepower to your car instead of just power level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So turbochargers and superchargers would be an excellent addition to Gran Turismo 7. Now this next feature is one that I'm pretty sure is already confirmed. However, this is the ability to add engine power by upgrading engine components. We already know the tuning shop will be returning in Gran Turismo 7, and with that I'm really hoping that we get the ability to get forged engine components. So if you want forged cranks, forged pistons, all that kind of stuff, then you would really be able to build your engine to handle higher horsepower and upgrade your engine that way. This would be an excellent addition to Gran Turismo 7. Next up would be the ability to adjust active aero while driving. So we already know that in Gran Turismo Sport you can adjust simple things like your brake bias and your traction control while you're driving by just moving around the D-pad. However, it would be a really involved idea to have on vehicles that are equipped with active aero to have the ability to use the D-pad to adjust the active aero, at least in the front. If you're, let's say, going up to a low speed corner or something that you wanted higher downforce for, you could just bring up the downforce a few notches, and when you're about to go up to a big straightaway, just lower the downforce. This would really add another level of skill to driving and technique in Gran Turismo 7, and I think it would be an excellent addition. Now, here's some of the miscellaneous features that I'm suggesting would be in Gran Turismo 7. First off would be more interesting Scapes locations. Scapes is by far one of my favorite things that Gran Turismo Sport added to Gran Turismo. It's by far my favorite kind of photo mode in any video game that I've tried so far, and I think to have more, at least more racetracks, that's one area I felt was kind of missing from Gran Turismo Sport's Scapes. However, to have a more in-depth racetrack selection in Scapes in Gran Turismo 7 would really change up everything in terms of taking pictures. In terms of other ideas, I'm sure Polyphony Digital has some really great ideas for Scapes that we just have not seen yet. Considering some of the really cool areas that they've had in the past, I think we'll see some really cool stuff in Gran Turismo 7. Next up is an unlikely feature this late in development, but it would be great to see sometime. And that is the ability to walk around your cars in the garage. Now, Forza is famous for having Forza Vista, which allows you to walk around your cars, open up the hood, the trunk, get inside, start up the engine. And that's a really involved process, and as I'm not expecting Gran Turismo 7 to have anything similar this late in development. However, just the ability to go into even if it was just a static camera that you could rotate around the vehicle while you're in the garage, that would be great because that's something that I'm missing in Gran Turismo Sport, and it would be a really great addition to check out kind of what your car looks like after you've done all the mods to it. But again, we'll just have to wait until the game comes out to see. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. If you are waiting to see more news about Gran Turismo 7 or any other upcoming racing games, please stay tuned to this channel, as again, I will be one of the first to cover any new news about Gran Turismo 7, Forza Motorsport, Forza 8, whichever it's called, and any upcoming racing games. Alright, so if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel, it would be so much appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.